People who grew up in the 1970s carry a kind of psychology that's almost impossible to explain to anyone born after the year 2000. It's a generation shaped by silence, by freedom, by danger, and by a type of childhood that would get nearly every parent arrested today. And yet, those years built a mindset that still shapes how they think, argue, trust, love, and survive. They grew up in a world with almost no supervision. If you vanished for 5 hours, nobody panicked. You had no phone. You had no GPS. You had a bicycle, a couple of friends, and a promise to be home before dark. And honestly, even that promise was a little flexible. Psychologically, that created something you rarely see today: a natural confidence in figuring life out without anyone holding your hand. People from the 70s still carry this strange inner voice that says, "I'll work it out," even when they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. But if you really want to understand this generation, you have to look at what came before them. Most of them were raised by parents who lived through World War II or who were born just after it. Picture growing up with a mother or father who knew real fear, real hunger, real sacrifice. Those parents didn't talk much. They didn't complain. They didn't fall apart. They survived. And they handed that survival mindset down to their kids without ever realizing they were doing it. That's why people from the 70s grew up faster. Responsibility wasn't something you signed up for. It was something you breathed in at home. You helped. You fixed. You worked things out. If something broke, you didn't throw it away. You repaired it. If something went wrong, you didn't panic. You adapted. They never grew up believing someone will come and save me. The help was you. And here's the part most people forget. The world they lived in forced them to grow a backbone. They watched their parents work long hours and never complain. They watched neighbors help each other without taking a single photo of it. They watched grown adults quietly carry the weight of real life. That kind of environment shapes a child. It teaches you that life is serious, but you can handle it. That problems are normal. That responsibility isn't a punishment, it's just part of being alive. People raised in the 70s learned to be dependable because they didn't have a choice. And that's why, even now, they feel older than their age. Not in their body, in their mind. Their maturity didn't come from books. It came from watching real life up close, with no filters and no distractions. And there's something almost poetic about them. They were the bridge. One foot in the old world, where everything was slow, raw, and real. And one foot in the new world, where everything is fast, loud, and digital. They hold the memory of a life with no internet, no screens, no noise. And they've watched an entire generation drowning in all of it. Maybe that's why talking to someone from that era feels different. They're grounded. They're present. They're not trying to impress you. They're not chasing some invisible competition. Their confidence comes from their childhood, their struggles, and the responsibilities they carried before they even knew the word for it. They're a quiet reminder of something simple. Strength doesn't come from being taught. It comes from being tested. Now look at the new generation, the ones born after the year 2000. They grew up with phones in their hands before they could even speak properly. Notifications, videos, messages, endless timelines. Their brain has been running at full speed since childhood, and you can see the effect everywhere. They burn out fast. They get overwhelmed easily. Their attention slips away in seconds. Because their mind absorbs more in a single day than someone in the 70s would see in a whole week. Social media gives them connection, but it also hands them constant pressure. They compare themselves without even noticing it. They feel behind even when they're doing just fine. Their brain never truly rests because the phone never stops calling for attention. Even when they're relaxing, they're scrolling, and deep down, that isn't rest at all. This generation is smart, creative, open-minded, but also mentally drained, overstimulated, and tired in ways older generations never had to face. They're growing up in a world that moves too fast for the human brain, and they're surviving it one notification at a time. So here's my question for you. Which generation do you think had it harder, and why? And tell me, are you from before 1980 or after it? I genuinely want to know which generation you belong to. If this made you see things a little differently, hit subscribe. We go deeper every single day. Don't forget to like the video. It helps more people find messages like this. And if you want to connect with people who think the way you do, come join our Discord community. The link is waiting in the description. Reverse Hub isn't just a channel, it's a mind.